I'm really feeling for those poor Mixer streamers, man. Like, I can't imagine just getting up one day and essentially your job's gone. That's fucked up. I mean, like, I've lost jobs. I've been in situations where I go to work and then it's like, yeah, by the way, like, you're fired. And it's like, ah, cool. I wish I didn't have to come in all the way into the city for you to tell me that. That's what I've actually said that. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, fuck me, dude. This is going bad really early. Oh shit, clickers. Yeah, I was saying to my current employer, I was like, on the off chance that you guys, like, fire me, like, call me. Don't let me just, like, come into work. What the fuck? Like, I don't wanna get to work. Oh, what the fuck? Fired over text, that is rough as fuck. But I'd still prefer that than getting all the way into the city and then just getting fired. I remember at one job I worked half the day, and then they called me into the office, and they tell me I'm fired, basically. Ooh, I'm just quickscoping these dudes. Halfway through the day, like after my lunch break, they tell me I'm fired. And then my boss says to me, he goes, so you've got two options. You can half-ass the rest of the day and, you know, you can put me down as a reference and I'll never say a good word about you. Or you can work really hard and I'll put in a good word if I ever get a call. And I was just sitting there. I was like, bruh, are you serious? This is fucked up. But yeah, it was a real feel bad moment. But that shit happens. I was like, so you really just, like, you're almost, like, blackmailing me to say that if I don't work well now, that it's my fault. And the reason they fired me is that they were like, we want someone with more experience than you. And I was like, then why'd you fucking hire me then? Like, for real. I hadn't, like, my experience at that job was that I'd done work experience in that field. I'd done 2 weeks of a placement. And they're like, yeah, we'll hire you. And I'm like, cool. I'm like, JK. a week later. Actually, no, it was like 2 weeks later. Like, JK, actually. And you know, it was fucked up. Like, it dawned on me later as I was leaving that, like, they'd already hired my replacement. Because there was a lady there, and she was, like, doing the training modules and shit. I didn't think nothing of it when I first walked in, but, like, that was the person that was replacing me. In hindsight, I'm like, yeah, that's... good times. Oh, jeez. That's why I was thinking, like... I was thinking back to that sort of stuff, and... I was thinking, like, this is why I'd really like to become successful on Twitch. If at all possible. Like, with Twitch and all this sort of stuff, you know, you get out of it exactly as much effort as you put in. Like, if you want to be a high quality streamer, then you need to make high quality content and all that sort of shit. Whereas, in a job, like a 9 to 5, like, they can just fire you if they don't like you. Like, your workmates can get you fired and shit. Because that's what happened to this job, that job I was referring to. There's a group of people there that really didn't like me. I was, so it was a laboratory that I was working in, and I was, basically a glorified cleaner. This is like a, a research lab, so there's research animals and stuff. I'm stacking boxes that there's these plastic like rectangle boxes that mice and rats and shit like that live in while they're in research labs. I was stacking them, basically bringing them off a rack and putting them onto a sink so that I could clean them. And when they're clean, take them from the sink, put them back on the rack so I can put it in this massive machine that makes it sterile. Basically, it's super weird to explain, but basically how I do it is that I'd pick the boxes up off the rack, like pick up 4, 2 in each hand, do a 180, stack them, spin back, pick them up, and repeat. And one of the supervisors comes in, and she's like, I don't like the way you're doing this. She's like, you should do it like this. And so she picks it up, she takes 4 off, she spins, she does like a 180 to a right as an example, places them in the sink, and then does another 180 and, repeat basically. And so she's essentially just standing there in a circle, like fucking spinning, like off the rack, in the sink, from the sink onto the rack, and just fucking spinning in a circle. Where I'd spin one way, and then I'd spin the opposite. So I was going clockwise and anti-clockwise. And I was like, I don't want to do that, because that'll make me dizzy. I'm literally just fucking standing there, spinning on the spot while I take shit off a rack. And she goes, are you refusing to do what I'm saying? I was like, no. No, like I'm gonna do it. It's just that I don't want to be fucking spinning on the spot when I'm trying to work in a fucking 30-degree room. Because like it's in a laboratory, everything's heated in there. I'm like, I don't want to be fucking spinning in circles all day. Like I've got to do this shit for like an hour and a half. I don't want to be fucking spinning around on the spot that whole time. I said to her, I was like, I feel like I'm accomplishing the goal and doing it just like a little bit different to how you're telling me to do it. But ultimately, there's no time lost. And she was like, oh, you're not doing what I'm telling you to do. And I was like, fuck off, you stupid bitch. She was just some old bitch that was stuck in her ways. So I was just like, get the fuck out of here, you stupid bitch. And yeah, when I was getting fired, she was in the room with the proper supervisor that was firing me, basically. And he was saying, like, when they're going over the reasons why they're fucking giving me that they're sacking me for. He goes, and I've been told that you refuse to take direction and you refuse to do as asked. I was like, what? That's bullshit! One time I got asked to do something a little bit different to how I was currently doing it. And I said no, because I don't want to fucking spit on the spot. But at the time, I was like 20. I didn't say it, but that's what was fucking running through my head. Because they were gonna fire me anyway. There was no point in me fighting it at that point. That's why, like, you can get really good money from working a 9 to 5, but that sort of shit, it fucking sucks. So if I can make it on Twitch and on YouTube and all that sort of shit. Uh-oh, I feel something bad's gonna happen. There's a person hanging there. As much as fucking working a 9 to 5 can get you a lot of money and it can be really good, it can also be really fucking shit. And that's why I'd like to be successful on Twitch if I can. I'm gonna get ambushed here, I can feel it. Fuck me, dude. For fuck's sake, these fucking jump scares, dude. But yeah, there's a story about how I lost one of my jobs. Well, I didn't. Well, it's not why I lost that job. according to them anyway. But that's the story of me getting fired. But like, I'm still grateful for that experience because like, after working in a laboratory and shit for a while, after that I worked in a kitchen, like as a dish hand or dish bitch, and you know, if you can clean a laboratory, you can clean a kitchen.